One Step FX, and welcome to another episode of my trading day. If you're new, this is just a video I do every day, just recapping my trades for the day, what I entered, what went well, what I was looking at, and what progress I made. And it's more a case of it holds me accountable because I don't want to be trying to show everyone rubbish trades and rubbish reasons for entry. So if you watched yesterday's episode, at the end of the video I was looking at two scalping positions on the Euro USD and the USD Yen. Both were good setups. The price was moving away from EMAs on the 1 hour, price was pushing away from 8 EMA, and on the 5 minute price pulled back, so all the right reasons for entry. Unfortunately, both those trades were stopped out. So yesterday, you can see here, where were we stopped out? There we go, yesterday was the 27th, well it's 28th today. So, as you can see, Euro USD, 13 pips on each position, and USD Yen was 12 on one, and just over 12 on the other. So, today, not really a lot's been going on. There was a couple of trades on Euro USD. The first one was this morning. I thought there might be a bit of a move back up further before a drop. So as we can see, I had this position here where I was looking at this for the reason for entry. So price come back, pulled back. And by the time I'd got to the charts, we had the 618, and my entry, which was couldn't pick the worst place really. I thought that right here would be a wonderful place to get in long, which would have taken us up to, I think it was the 127 inversion I was aiming for, but I thought we may have seen some moving back up to a 618 before we came back down. We didn't. I pretty much got stopped out quicker than I could imagine, so that was that trade. This trade, however, I did get stopped out again, but it was for break even. Similar sort of thought process. We've seen price eventually push back down and then pull back up, and we came up into the 618, rejected, came back up to 618, rejected, so I entered. Was looking at a 127 extension target, I believe. Just double check where that was. What is going on, TradingView? What is going on? Fib extension. Yes, I was looking for the 127 extension. Obviously, price was pushing down. Luckily, I did move my stop to break even. So I did get stopped out for break even. This sudden movement, which I believe was some red news. So I think some FO, these speeches around here. That's one thing I also do check on my FX book, is what sort of high impact news there might be. I don't trade the news, but it's good to know if there's a red one to be cautious around that time. There wasn't any positive trades on the Euro USD at the moment. Price has obviously spiked up. I have taken a short position on this, believe it or not, because I think it's just more of a knee-jerk reaction. The position I'm in is a very, the risk reward's good. I've got here what we're looking at. 30 pip stop for potential 105 pip, or 115 pip profit. So for me, it was worth the risk. Price hasn't quite reached these highs, and we'll see if it goes. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Hopefully, it does cool off, because I've still got a very bearish view of the day, of the pair. Shall I say the day? Price action. We're still moving down. So price is that spike's pushed us up to the 21 EMA, back up into some structure. So I'm happy with that position. So we'll see if that continues to go up, or if that is just one of those fake outs we've got there. USD yen. So we had the 2 trades that were stopped out. I did take one successful trade on the USD yen today. That was around here. So that was for 22.8 pips, I think. So look at me. I don't know if this has been updated yet. 22. And if this is your first time watching this video, believe me, the waffle is always going to be here. So you're a lover, hate it. What's it saying on the order history? Blah, 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 blah. Open orders, so I've got open orders. Open trades, yes, it still hasn't closed the trades down. So 72 pips up on the bigger swing trade. I think that, yeah, that was the trade that did get closed, because you can see here, still got my scalping positions that got taken out. But you can see equity curve is slowly moving in the right direction. So the reason I took this particular trade, I did have my fibs on this one. Again, it was a Fibonacci sort of little swing trade. I think I went from these substantial lows, and it was a combination of the 38, 32.8, or 382 even, and what I refer to as the red box of doom. So the reason I use this red box, it's simply because what I found personally with the scalping strategy that I've been using is when price is ranging, so when we've got stuff like this, I shouldn't be taking trades. Well, I shouldn't be taking scalping positions, okay? So we had the 382, we had price right at the bottom of this red box of doom. From there, again, because I've still got a very bullish outlook on this pair, so looking at the swing high, swing low here on the fib extension, we had sort of 127, which we came up to hit there. So again, it's just a fib extension trade, box of doom. Generally, I won't look for scalping opportunities in the box of doom. The scalping opportunity that I did see on the trade was, again, that's the bigger one, again, similar to Euro. There we go. So, I'll just get rid of the one that hit targets, that's good. So, what I was looking at was, again, price was moving away from the 8 EMA, dropped down to the 5-minute chart, and we had this setup here. So for me, price pushing away, pull back into the 8 EMA. I did wait until I saw this candle because it respected the 21 EMA. Part of the rules, if price pushes below and closes below, so for example, if we had another close below, like this example here, that would cancel it. So I was waiting just to see, not to get ahead of myself. Order got filled, but then obviously the news came out, so I probably should have been more aware of the news that was about to come out, because potentially something catastrophic like that would happen. So, good trade in the sense that the setup was right, bad from the sense that I should have paid more attention to the high volatility news that was about to be broadcast. But again, I think this is a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. So again, I have taken a long position on this trade, good risk reward. We're looking at again, what we're looking at on this one. So this one's got a 25 pip risk for, just shy of 70 pips reward. As you can see, that's moving in the right direction. Euro, again, moving in the right direction. So that's where we are at the moment. I think this week's probably been the most consistent I've been in a long time, even though we're only on Wednesday. But it's finding the right groove, and I think putting these videos together and going through what I'm looking at, my end goal, one, is to become consistent for myself, get that down, sort my life out, be consistent. What I want to do in the future is to be able to share what I've learned, what I know works with other people, to allow them to gain the financial freedom. I think a lot of people, once you attain that sort of understanding of how the markets move and what to do, I think there's, you know, it's a solitary sport, this. That's why I like fishing. I can bugger off, go fishing for a few days on my Todd. Love it. Trading, again, similar sort of thing, but you can't be looking at the chart all day, because when you do, you try find opportunities that are not there. So, I mean, as it stands, you know, I think it'd be a better use of my time if I'm consistent, I'm doing all right. At least I can then start to expand my horizons to try and help others. Still a long way from that yet, because I need to sort myself out first. But as it stands for today, it's a bit of a break-even day, really, as it goes. I think, looking at my account just on the phone, I think the balance for today, yeah, I'm just over 46 pence for the day. So, not the worst, not ideal. And that was just because of that high impact news that took me out on those two positions and the Euro position. So overall, I'm happy because it's not a loss. We'll see how these two other positions play out, these two swing trades. But yeah, you know, this week still up 1.23%. I know this needs to refresh, but I will say that if you're like me, I've struggled for 3 years. I've lost money for 3 years. I never took the time to really stop what I was doing, admit that what I was doing was wrong, and that I needed to focus on figuring out for myself what would work, what's right, do it on demo first for a significant amount of time. So I'm talking between 6 to 12 months, just to really ingrain the new habits, the correct habits. Because at the moment I'm spending the time really unlearning and breaking 3 years of creating very bad habits, which have been very detrimental to my trading, haven't helped me, and to really put out that gambling fire that most people, I would think, go through a phase of just trying anything and everything because we're thinking about the money. My focus, especially with the help of this website, where you can link your demo account, you can link your real account, but because I've been focusing more on the percentage gains, the equity gains per day, it's flipped my focus and really has helped me start to look at quality trades, not about quantity, quality trades. And again, this week really has started to, well, you can see here, you know, things are starting to move in the right direction. And the only reason this happened was because I was a wally and I took some over leveraged silly sized trades trying to go, you know what, I can just get my account back up to £1,000. I can start doing it properly. What I realised is I need to start doing it properly anyway. Having a 20% loss is a good thing, because if I can prove to myself I can go from down 20% to break even to plus 20% to plus 40%, plus 100%, etc., etc., so on and so forth. Wow. You know, if I can't take a demo account seriously, I'm never going to take a real account seriously. If you can't grow a small account, you're never going to grow a big account. So it's a necessary evil, but it's really changed my focus, and I'm more optimistic now than I've ever been. And I've been knocked down a lot. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's little catch-up and episode. We'll come back and see if these opportunistic trades play out the way that I hope they will, based on our best, you know, information of how markets move and some manipulation here and there. But for now, I'll leave it there. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll see what percentage we have here. But if you liked the video, subscribe, share. You know, this is just documenting my journey, and if you took something away from it, fantastic. If not, come back tomorrow and we'll see what waffle I've got for you. But for the time being, enjoy your evening.